Uh, I just wanted to get this one out of the way before I just got started. Yeah, I feel like I ran across this guy's channel the other night, and it reminded me I do have certain things to talk. I can still talk about, so I'm still gonna do some stuff. Um, yeah, but I'll do another one later. I'll do a Dragon Ball string later. Not Dragon Ball, but a news stream because I got some current events I want to talk about and stuff that I need to deal with and address. So I'll do that one later. Not gonna be now though. Okay. Guess I'll get started.
Hey y'all, this Battle Means by Mari back at you with another video. So, now that Frieza is the strongest being in the universe, next to the gods and angels or whatever, what do y'all think is up for Frieza
I hope nothing. Gee, I hope he just falls off the face of the planet. I hope he ceases to exist. I hope someone Hakai's him to the moon and beyond.
in the future? Me personally, I think too much has happened with Frieza to make him a serious villain again. I don't think that they're gonna go that route ever again with Frieza. As long as Dragon Ball Super goes on, drags on, he's never gonna be the main villain again.
He didn't need to be.
So that being said, I think Frieza will be the anti-hero of Dragon Ball Super.
Which I hate that idea, by the way. I hate the fact that he's an anti-hero. I hate that he's any kind of hero. Uh, the fact that hero is attached to his name, it disgusts me. Uh, and they're making him out to be this way, especially when they're helping him when they put him in the tournament of power. I think he should have stayed a villain. I think he should have just stayed evil, vile, and disgusting because that's how villains are written. The Joker has never been good, ever, unless you count the times where he gained his sanity back and other kind of, and things like that. Um, Other than that, he's never been good. All iterations of the Joker, no matter what universe he was in, no matter what dimension, no matter what timeline, he was always an evil bastard, and that's what we loved about him so much. So yeah, I think he's Frieza should stay evil, but if they're trash anime, they can do what they want.
Basically, he'll pop in, help out, and say, nobody is going to destroy you Saiyans but me. And then
And when Vegeta had that same role when it came to Goku, all the way up until the Buu arc, Vegeta had that same ideology. So it's a rehash.
leave. Probably punch him in the stomach and leave. Something like what he just did. You know, I don't see him ever really being a serious villain again because nobody's going to take him seriously as a villain anymore.
Which I hate that they've ruined Frieza's character. I'm gonna talk about that in my other stream. Not my other stream, but in a video on my Tito's Entertainment channel. So you guys at this point, y'all know where this is going. If you want to see it later, Tito's Entertainment.
I mean, he's done too much now about the good guys. The evil Frieza is no more. You know, that's a thing of the past. So
I hate that too. I hate it. They should have never brought him back. They should have kept him the way he was.
yeah, I just don't see that happening. I think Frieza, he's not gonna be so much as a good guy, but he's gonna be he's not gonna be threatening anything. All his threats are basically gonna be words. I'll destroy you Saiyans when I feel like it, or I'll conquer the universe when I'm good and ready, and stuff like that. I don't think he's ever really gonna be a villain again.
He needs to die.
I just, I mean, he's become a joke, to be honest, of the Dragon Ball series. Giving random power ups every single time he shows up, and it's like, kind of over it. He's not even a serious character
I'm
anymore.
over everyone getting power ups. I'm just over all of it.
He's more of a gag almost. A comic.
Super has turned everyone into gags. Goku's a gag, Vegeta's a gag, Frieza's a gag. He's comic relief. Frieza, the tyrannical being that ruled over the universe, the Hitler of Dragon Ball, is a comic relief character. Yeah.
Comedy relief. So yeah, I want to know what y'all think is gonna be Frieza's future in the Dragon Ball.
He's going to take a huge part in ruining Dragon Ball. It's going to spiral continually, the spiral downhill. Because they're going to probably try to make him a good guy. And once that happens, I'll be done.
Universe. Do y'all think they're gonna go back to making him a villain like he was in the OG, or do you think he's the new Team Rocket? You know,
He's probably the new Team Rocket.
or Harley
He's probably the new. They made him the new Vegeta. They made him. They turned him into the new old school Vegeta.
Quinn of the Dragon Ball universe. Not a villain, but not a good guy either. The anti-hero. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll
Yeah,
see you in the next video.
I'll let you know right here. I hate what they've done with Frieza. I hate it with all my heart and soul. Let's find another one of your videos, buddy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see which ones. Let's check out this one.
We're gonna find a way back home together.
More sinkholes are coming.
I just want my family back.
YouTube does too much. Entirely too much.
In the fan base and trashing characters just to. So I guess now Piccolo is what, above Super Saiyan Blue now, right?
He's some kind of weird piece of crap transformation that was handed down to him. I don't know what he is, brother.
That's my guess. He's above Super Saiyan Blue, right?
Apparently.
Piccolo. Out of nowhere. Now I guarantee the dude is above Super Saiyan Blue. He's probably UI level now.
Shenron basically pissed on him and he got a new form.
This man, and y'all just accept it, man. But it is what it is. I'm always gonna call out Dragon Ball on his BS.
It is BS. It's I don't accept it, and I'm that's why I'm doing a stream on you, because one of the ones this person's one of the ones I agree with in the community. So because you have people in the community that have a higher subscribe count that keep people like us out because we call it out, and we're so scattered that no one hears us because we're scattered. So yeah, I'm tagging him in the video and I'm gonna promote his stuff because he was out before me. So yeah, I'm gonna promote his stuff. I'm gonna promote his streams, and I'm gonna support his channel. So yeah,
always gonna do it. I'm not selling out. I'm not these
me either.
other YouTubers who just do it for views and to be accepted from the fan base and just to praise it and be accepted. No, I'm not gonna do that. There's something good. If they do something good, I'm gonna say they did it good. If they do something bad, I'm gonna say they did it bad. And that's just how I roll. I keeps it. Now that was from an old video that I made about I think last week or something, or 2 weeks ago. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? Now, according to
Piccolo who was on par with Goku. This from the movie though. The movie, like I said in other stream, the movie characters are not canon to the actual anime or the manga. That's all that stuff is just it's its own continuity. So, I mean, but I don't care how strong he is because the form sucks.
Geekdom, he saw a interview with Toriyama that confirms out of his own mouth that Piccolo is on par with Goku, current Goku, Orange Piccolo, Fanta Orange Piccolo. I told y'all that was gonna happen.
Kale loves orange soda Piccolo. Ultra mega fighting power scaling Piccolo.
This
Shenron takes a piss and helps Piccolo transform.
is a fan service. Dragon Ball Super is nothing but
Pretty
a
much.
fanfic.
It's all fan. It's just all Dragon Ball Super is an official Super Dragon Ball Heroes. That's all it is. It's just official Super Dragon Ball Heroes. That's all it is. It's nothing more than it's just Dragon Ball. It's Super Dragon Ball Heroes 2.0 on steroids.
That's all it has turned into. It's a, to be honest, after Battle
That's all it was from the beginning. Was fanfic. Super Saiyan God, Goku with red hair, Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan with blue hair, Super Saiyan Rose, Super Saiyan with pink hair. It all was fanfic. It's all fan made garbage. He stole ideas from his fans. All of this stuff is stolen from fans. All these transformations came from the internet. Goku with white hair, it was already done. Toyotaro already did a Saiyans with white hair. He did it in Dragon Ball AF. He did it in there were other transformations with Goku with red hair. I mean white hair. There were some with him with red hair. There were some with him with blue hair. He stole everything from his fans. So he didn't nothing about Dragon Ball Super or the manga or any of this stuff is original. None of it is original.
of Gods, that's what it's been. Dragon
Like you said, from the beginning, it was all garbage. It was all fan made trash.
Ball Super is a fanfic. It's bringing
Pretty much
out characters
trash
that haven't been relevant for
Look at that. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to look at this form. Look at that. Now he had to transform and awaken a new one based on the image of Gohan's awakening. This is in its youth. Gohan has evolved his own unique way. The Beast awakened in him during the Cell arc. As for the design, I tried drawing a scary face with pale skin, but it didn't seem to fit. This doesn't fit. This doesn't even fit. So I ended up simply putting his hair up in a big bun. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it at all. It sucks. This is a terrible design. So I often do. I give him a crisp look. No, you didn't. You didn't do it this time. Surprisingly, this was well received. No, it was not. We all hate it. It was not well received. We hate this. It's trash. No. This was well received. How? By who? By whom? Your children? Because no one liked this. I don't know anyone that likes this garbage. And everyone said, that looks cool. Who said this? Who said it? I was flattered to receive such kind words from... I want to know who liked this. I want to know who's gassing this man's head up. Whoever's gassing his head up, you're not his friend. Holy God. Frankly, I'm having a hard time figuring out what kind of design I could do if he transforms any further. You're not thinking about trying to transform any further. He don't need anything else. He doesn't even need this. Look at this mess. Look at this trash. He doesn't need anything else. This is the worst. This is the worst thing that Dragon Ball has ever came up with. I can't think of anything worse than this, except on this now. As far as how bad these transformations are, Orange Piccolo is on par with Beast Gohan as far as sucky transformations.
for a long time that the fans want to see be relevant again, making them relevant in the worst kind of way.
It sucks.
Them
all of it sucks.
They should not be on.
He literally just gave them what they asked for. Yeah, he did, even though it sucks. The way he did it sucks.
Why is Piccolo on Goku's level? Why?
Because they don't know how to write a story. They don't know how to write a decent story. They're just listening to their fans instead of just just learning how to write a decent story. They're just listening to fanboys that have no concept of Dragon Ball. They're listening to kids. They just want more transformations, even though it makes no sense. So they just give them random power ups with no explanation. They're ruining the series.
Piccolo, I just don't understand the logic behind that.
There is none. That's why you don't understand it. There is none. There's no logic. It's just random stuff going on. He's just throwing, just like it's like it's being written by children. It's just just random power ups. Everyone gets a power up. He's the Oprah Winfrey of Dragon Ball. You get a power up. You get a power up. You get a transformation. You get a transformation. Krillin's gonna be next. Just watch. Krillin is going to be next, guys. He's gonna have a new form.
I know it's fiction. I know it's Dragon Ball, but what's the logic?
There is zero logic.
There is none.
You're right.
It's
Bingo. You hit the money. He hit it right on the money. There is no logic. None. Nothing.
just let's do this because the fans love Piccolo.
Because the kids love Piccolo. We're OG fans. We don't like this garbage. We do not like it.
So we're gonna do this no matter
because the kids like it.
How much sense it doesn't make. And the fans are eating it up.
Fanboys.
Exactly why I always say the Dragon Ball fandom will always be at the bottom of the barrel.
Which would make Beast Gohan stronger than Goku and Vegeta since he's stronger than Orange Piccolo. All of this stuff sucks.
Other franchise.
He took a dump and became stronger than them. I can't appreciate this garbage. I can't say I like it. I just can't appreciate it. I can't appreciate such trash. It's just not art. It's not even. He's not original.
No, when the writer is destroying the story.
These are the worst two things that have ever happened to Dragon Ball. Look at that. And he said the fans love it. It looks cool. No, it does not look cool. It looks awful. It looks like I could have drawn this with my eyes closed. My son could have drawn this. Both of them could have drawn something better than this. One is a baby and he could still draw better than this. Look at this.
In the franchise, they know and they call writers out on their BS. But the Dragon Ball fandom does not do it. Why?
Because there is just full of kids and immature babies that don't know good writing if it slapped them in the face.
Why? Because they're excited that Toriyama is back after 20 years.
They're just doing a circumjerk.
So they will accept anything and make any amount of excuses. And you know how to really weed those kind of people out? By looking at their profile pic to see if it's Dragon Ball Super. That's one way to find them on social media.
Or seeing how old they are, because they're probably children.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother discussion. Anyway, yeah, like I said, Piccolo was going to be on Goku level. I already knew that. That wasn't even a doubt in my mind.
Garbage.
I already knew that. Gohan is probably stronger than Goku. So UI is now irrelevant. It's gonna.
Yep, pretty much. All those forms are irrelevant, and they're gonna overhype it with another form. Now you got Black Frieza. Now you're gonna have Ultra Omega level Krillin. Then you're gonna have Supersonic hyper powered level TN. And then Yamcha's gonna get a power up. And then Bulma's gonna wish on the Dragon Balls to make herself the strongest, so she can have make Vegeta spend time with her and the kids. That's how it's gonna happen. Then Yamcha's going to wish to be the strongest in the universe so he can try and get Bulma back from Vegeta. Even that is better than what they're doing right now. They're destroying the series. It's just, I don't understand how I don't understand who could like this stuff. Look at this form, man. I don't understand who could like stuff like this. Who could sit there and say, I really enjoyed this? Who could sit there and say that after watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z? I guess.
Fall back and Goku is going to get
y'all
another
like.
Hair color.
Go for it.
Make him stronger than Piccolo.
Y'all like this trash.
Gohan. That's just how Dragon Ball Super is. That's
Because
Dragon
it's
Ball Super.
garbage.
But like I said, I already know this stuff. I called it. I always call it. I called Cell coming back. I called this. Dude, Super is the worst anime on the planet right
It is. It's the worst. If there are other planets with life on them, it's the worst in the universe.
now. It's the worst anime on the planet right now.
Yes.
Anime, manga, whatever you want to call it, it
Yes.
is the worst right now, currently. As
You better preach.
far as I know, there is no anime or manga worse than Dragon Ball Super.
There is none. The worst episode in Boruto is better than anything in Super.
In this kind of genre of storytelling, in the action, that kind of storytelling. Dragon Ball Super is the worst. And it's a shame Toriyama's doing this to his franchise, and he has a bunch of
Will Smith's iRobot is better than Dragon Ball Super.
yes men around him.
All of Arnold Schwarzenegger's family movies are better than this movie. Nicolas Cage's movies is better than this. Nicolas Cage's acting is better than this.
Tell him that he's doing good. Toriyama, if you ever see this, stop doing it, bro. Stop doing it. Stop. It's too late. You already ruined it. But to stop yourself from further ruining it, just stop.
I think he's stepping down, so yeah, I think yeah, good for him
Somebody
because this is awful.
tell him, bro. Because I'm beginning to lose respect for this man. And Dragon Ball is one of my my favorite franchise on the planet. But I'm starting to lose respect.
He was gone for over 20 years, and he probably don't even want to do it. They don't want to do this stuff anymore. I can tell you that right now. That's why they're going on hiatuses, and that's why they put the anime. That's why they cancel the anime. They don't want to do this anymore.
For Toriyama and Toyotaro. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll see you on the next video.
Want to know what I think? This Dragon Ball Super has always and will always be trash. I mean, I don't want to put explicit language on here, so we're gonna go with something else. What's time? What time is it? 4:24. I'm gonna get off here around 5ish, so I can do it on my other stream. Let's do this one. It seems fun.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Alright, so I made a meme about how fanboys are constantly saying GT was canceled, this, that, and the third. And I basically said Dragon Ball Super was also canceled.
It was.
A fact.
It was.
The anime project for Dragon Ball Super was in fact canceled.
It was.
They did not want to continue it.
They couldn't even sell it back. They couldn't even sell it on back to the TV market. No one wants anything to do with this garbage. They couldn't sell it. They couldn't do anything with it. And they don't want to do this stuff anymore.
Now, there's a rumor going around about how they're coming out with the anime for 2023. That's going to continue. It's going around YouTube.
Oh, your little advice: put some. If you got a fan blowing in your mic, make sure it's away from the fan. Cause I tend to have certain things like that going on. I had to go back and look at my videos too, and yeah, make sure it's not by a fan or anything like that. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be. It's gonna sound like that, and it's sometimes these mics they pick up everything. So just but keep going.
YouTube and Twitter and all this. I'm not falling for that. They've been saying that for 3 years now, that Dragon Ball Super was supposed to be coming back.
Yeah. I I remember that 3 year thing. Everyone was saying everybody got on that hype train. Super's coming back. Super's coming back. It didn't happen. Nothing happened,
3
and it pissed everybody off. Everyone was pissed off.
years, every year, Dragon Ball Super was supposed to come back according to these YouTubers.
And no one had any proof. No one had any evidence. It's coming back. It's coming back. They went off things they saw on Twitter.
Twitter guys, I'm not falling for any of it. Now, can Dragon Ball Super come back? Yeah,
Probably not.
it can. Further down the
If anyone gives a crap enough about it to put it on their airways.
line, but that doesn't change the fact that it was canceled.
It was canceled because it sucks.
They scrapped it. They went back because I personally think they scrapped it because they wanted to go back
Because it sucks.
to the drawing board and this.
They need to just end it because they have writers in there that have no concept of how the series is supposed to work. They have no understanding of the previous characters. Krillin's design is just trash. He went from being this bulky monk. Look, he was bulky. Let me show you how Krillin. Let me show you guys how Krillin looks. Let me show you guys. I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all this. No, I want to show y'all how bulky Krillin was. Look at that. No, let me show y'all something. Let me go to images. Look at that design. Look at how he was back in the Cell Saga or previous arcs. Look at that. Look how bulky he was. Even in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. Look at this. Look at this design. Look how hardcore he looks. Look at that. I want to show y'all this. Let me show you what they done with him in Super. Let me show you his new design. He went from looking like that. You saw his first look, right? I want you to pay attention. The difference. Nope, he doesn't. That's not how he looks. Those are still his old designs. Let's see. Now, look at that. Look at that. That's the new Krillin. Okay? That's his new design. This. Okay? Take you back. Krillin DBZ. Okay? Look how bulky he is. Look at that. How hardcore that is. Look at that. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? They ruined him. They ruined his design. They ruined everything about him. Okay? Alright?
Decide whether they want to continue this or not, because the way Dragon Ball Super was, it was like they didn't care much for the project
They probably never will care.
in the first place. They just wanted to do a quick cash grab. So, and I mean, you saw this from the art and the animation. It doesn't look good. And I'm sure, in fact, this is the only Dragon Ball project that Toriyama actually complained about. So, they did in fact cancel it. Now, whether it will come back in the future, it could come back. They could pick it up again. I feel that they had to go back to the drawing board and really think about whether they want to do this or not, because you can tell there's no passion in the art and the animation. information, like they don't really want to do it. You know, the whole reason GTs was basically stopped was because they didn't make a whole bunch of different forms for a whole bunch of merchandise, and you know, merchandising is basically how animators get paid. So they didn't.
And I hate that because it has to suck in order for them to sell things like they need to. I mean, well, Dragon Ball Z didn't suck, so I guess it could have wrote a decent story and had decent power ups and decent transformations and different outfits and stuff like that, and still sold different merchandise. I suppose they could have done that, but I don't know, man. I think if they were going to do a transformation, they should have just stuck with Super Saiyan God and left it at that, because that was there was always a premonition of a new transformation, of a new form, of a new, and I hate that. It's always overshadowed in the next arc, and it's just, I mean, it's just, I've preached about this too long. I've preached about this so many times. It's just not it's not acceptable, man.
Do well in the merchandising part of the franchise, so they stopped making the anime, which is okay because I think GT ended on a high note, so that's fine. So now everybody wants to deny that Dragon Ball Super was canceled. There's literally nothing out there saying that it's going to come back besides people making stuff up, trying to get y'all views and trying to get the fan base high on their high horse. I think it's hilarious how everybody every year got their hopes high that it was coming back that year. Now, whether this is real or not, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. But that doesn't change the fact that it was canceled. The viewership was taking a hit after all that, the hype of the transfer.
Because it wasn't good. The series just didn't. It just wasn't a good series. Nothing about it was good.
Transformation died down. The viewership takes a hit. That's why they come out with new transformations constantly.
Because they don't know how to write a decent story, so they have to use transformations and hype instead of just actually making the story interesting.
And they know.
There are plenty animes that have no transformations and they're number one. Attack on Titan, they don't transform. There's no 5 different levels of Super Saiyan in those series. Yusuke in Yu Yu Hakusho, he didn't have 1,000 transformations, but that was one of the greatest anime series of all time. Rurouni Kenshin, he didn't transform all. He didn't have like 17,000 transformations, and that was still a good series. So it could be done. It's just they don't know what they're doing.
They know that when this anime comes back, it's really not going to be as popular as it was when it first came out because the hype is died down. I can guarantee you.
And I would have been okay with this Ultra Instinct because he still has black hair. He still looks normal. You see what I'm saying? I would have been okay with this because it doesn't involve a new look. He could have this in base form and still, be pretty darn powerful. And I would be okay with that. I would be okay if he had that. I would have been okay because it would then be viewed as a technique instead of a transformation. I'm okay with techniques. Transformations are just, no. They shouldn't have made Ultra Instinct a transformation. They should have made it a technique. I'm okay with them learning new techniques and changing their aura and all that stuff. But just like Super Saiyan Blue should have been a technique. It should have been regular Super Saiyan and with some kind of God Key infused technique. Because with Super Saiyan, but they have it classified as a transformation. And it's just, I'm okay with techniques that change their hair color and stuff like that for a specific purpose. If he has Super Saiyan, if his hair turns red to do Kaioken or something like that, or turns blue to access a certain another type of power, but it's still just Super Saiyan, I'm okay with that. But I'd be okay with that. But all these different power-ups, and because they would be related to different techniques instead of just transforming all together. And I think it's dumb.
The viewership isn't going to be what it was in the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, especially in Japan. I guarantee it's going to go down. It's not going to be as hyped up as it was because everybody read the manga and knows what's going to happen. The manga isn't good. So
nope, manga's just garbage. Manga's worse than the anime.
Aren't going to really care to watch it. Watch what I tell you. Trust me on this. When and if Dragon Ball Super comes back, it will not be as popular as it was initially because everybody wanted
Nope, because everyone's pretty much over it by now.
to know what happened next with Goku's new transformations. And thanks to the manga, everybody already knows that the story isn't going to be good.
Nope, story's gonna be just trash. It's gonna be utter trash, and I hope it doesn't come back. Honestly, if it's gonna be anything like the manga, I don't want it to come back. I hope it stays where it's at.
So, yeah, as I said before, I'm not denying whether it comes back or not.
I don't care if it comes back or not.
That's up to the future, but that doesn't change the fact that they did cancel Dragon Ball Super.
Yep, they did.
So yeah, let me know what y'all think about that. If you're gonna be watching it when it comes back, if it comes back.
I hope it never comes back because it's just the worst thing they could ever spat out. That's the God honest truth, and it pissed me off because I had my hopes up for a good series, and yeah, and it really turned out sucking. See what else we can dig up. Hmm. Let's look at this one. This seems like it's a lot of fun too.
Cavalry's in. Attack with me.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
As long as we stick together, we'll be fine.
Time is it? Yep. Let me get off in a minute.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Okay, so in the latest issue of Dragon Ball Super that was brought to my attention, apparently UI Sign, I think it's called, the one with the black hair, is better for Goku to use for his emotion.
Now you know I'm not the only one that thinks this crap, and I'm not the only one online that thinks this stuff makes no sense. It's better for his emotions, even though it's weaker. So he's going to use a weaker transformation because it's better for his emotions. Even though the other one, he had to he had to have emotion. It took a certain emotion to activate white hair. Okay, let me explain this. Why does it sound so stupid? It took emotion to access the white hair form in the moral arc. Now all of a sudden, the black hair is better for his emotions. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. He was trying so hard to access the white. Remember the moral arc? He was trying so hard to access that white hair form. He could access the other one at will because he trained with the angel. I think it was Mirrors or whatever his name is. He trained with him and was able to unlock Ultra Instinct, the black hair at will, Omen. And then, but it wasn't good enough. So he had Mirrors had to trigger his emotions to unlock the white hair, right? Okay, now you're here. Now you're with me. And then then he was asked, okay, are you know not feeling anything? He said, no, I'm actually really pissed off. So he had total control over his emotions. So he's better with he was better with his emotions in the white hair form. But all of a sudden now they're saying the black hair form is better with his emotions. Even though he needed the white hair form, he needed to tap into his emotions and master his emotions to get the white hair form. He had to better his emotions to get the other form. But this form now, all of a sudden, he's better with his emotions in this form. Are you as confused as I am? Good.
Then the UI with the white hair. What?
Exactly.
He's shown clear emotion while he was in the white hair form.
Thank you very much.
Ever since it was in the TOP. I don't understand. What toy is Toriyama and the other guy?
They don't know what they're doing, sir. I understand. They can't write a good story. Toriyama has admitted to being the worst writer of all time. The Toriyama and Toritaro, he goes off what Toriyama gives him, which is he just spits on a napkin and gives it to Toritaro and tells him to figure out the rest. And this is what you get.
His name is just I can't even remember it because I'm so like confused right now.
Toyotaro. It doesn't even matter really because they both suck.
It seems like they wrote themselves into a corner.
They wrote themselves into a pile of garbage because that's what this whole manga is.
Chasing money for the franchise to the point where they made all these new forms and now they don't know what to do. They have to do something to be creative now to keep people interested instead of introducing new hair colors every day.
They don't know how to write a good story, so they have to do all this garbage. If they knew how to write a decent story, none of this would be needed. No transformations, honestly, would be needed if they knew how to write a decent story. But apparently they can't. The fans write better than they do.
So now they're trying to say previous forms are better in certain areas than other forms. His UI sign form is apparently better for his emotions than the UI with the white hair.
Even though he had to master his emotions to get the white hair. Are y'all confused? Even more confused? Good.
But that doesn't make any sense. Because he's clearly in control of his emotions in the white hair. We've seen
Exactamundo.
it. We've seen him when he's fighting with it. What? What are they really doing, bro?
They don't know, man. They don't know what they're doing. They have no idea.
Like, Dragon Ball Super is really, really, like, I don't even know. That's why I can't even keep up with this garbage anymore.
That's why they're going on a hiatus, because even they're confused. They don't even know where to take the story now.
Like, what do you even mean by that? I can
They don't know.
fight better with my emotions, and trust me, I'm angry.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, somebody needs to explain this to me in the comment sections, bro.
I can't explain this, man. I cannot. I don't know. I tried to, and I confused myself. I wanted to go. I just wanted to log off after trying to explain it. I just wanted to give up on everything.
Bro, because this is so dumb to me. It doesn't make any sense.
Does not.
Toys literally wrote themselves in a corner and they don't know how to get out of it. So they're just throwing things in at this point.
They used Black Frieza to get them out of it.
It is so lame. Somebody make some sense of this for me in the comment section.
There's no way. It's impossible, man. You can't make any sense of it because it's all trash. Super Dragon Ball Heroes makes more sense than this.
I have no problem admitting when I'm confused. Right now, I'm confused.
Goku sending that rabbit to the moon made more sense than this.
Because this makes no sense. Let me know.
The king of the world being a dog makes more sense than this. Dinosaurs talking. Animals talking. The farmer with a shotgun beating Raditz makes more sense than this. I know they didn't beat Raditz, but if he would have beat Raditz, it still would have made more sense than this. Okay? The real issue with DBS Vegeta. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. He is. He's stronger than GT Gohan. $3 months ago. This ought to be fun.
So, Brenda, did you get your car fixed after your fender bender?
Oh, no, not yet, Linda. I'm still looking for a Lenza.
I just felt like trashing Dragon Ball before I go to the other screen.
Came to Lenza?
They have a lender for nearly any agenda.
Thanks, Lenza. I'm gonna find a Lenza.
Just felt like trashing Dragon Ball.
You win.
I needed some help because I started running out of steam.
I am so tired.
I need a little help. Okay.
I am so sick and I am so tired.
It's so much stuff to roast. I got tired of roasting.
of what the writers are doing to Dragon Ball. I am so glad that Dragon Ball Super is its own thing and has nothing to do with the original manga, has nothing to do with the DBZ anime.
It doesn't. I gotta look it up. I hope not. I hope that's true. I really hope that's true.
And Dragon Ball anime and has nothing to do with Dragon Ball GT. I am so glad that Minus and Dragon Ball Super are its own thing.
I hope so. God, I hope so. Is that true? Let's see. I'll look it up later. I hope it is because actually, you got about the movies because the Tournament of Power also is connected to that stuff. If it's connected to Dragon Ball Minus is a different origin. It's a different timeline in itself. I hope that's the case. I hadn't looked it up. I hadn't really just dug into it. I hope so.
Now,
It would be a really huge relief. I hope they just come out and say, man, I hope Toriyama comes out and just says, man, we was just jostling y'all, man. This stuff is fake. All this stuff was just fan made. It's its own continuity. Dragon Ball Z are still intact. Nothing in Super is canon to the original series. I'd be so happy.
Dragon Ball Super, it said that Goku was able to thrive and strive in the original Dragon Ball up to the point where he was 18 and fought King Piccolo because of a wish that was made to the Cerulean Dragon by Bardock. So they're basically negating all of Goku's trials and tribulations, everything that he survived, everything that he thrived for, that we believed was on his own, because of a wish.
Dragon Ball ended with Dragon Ball Z. That's all I can say. Everything else is I don't care about anything else. What's going on now? It ended with Z.
Taking away Goku's own personal strengths and willingness and will.
Because they wanted to jizz it up and make it kid appropriate. They wanted to make it for kids and children. Everyone's a winner. Everyone is happy. Everyone yeah. Well, I'm tired of kid stuff. I'm sick of it. We didn't have that stuff growing up. We had to watch hardcore stuff. Now these kids are being so babied and pampered. Everyone gets a first place trophy. Jimmy, you get a first place trophy too, even though you scored last. I'm not understanding this new generation. Everyone's happy and go lucky. The enemy, you're shaking hands with the enemies. And Frieza's a good guy and he's passing out snow cones and stuff to the homeless. I don't know what they're doing. It's not, I don't know what to think of this. This is not Dragon Ball.
Now it's saying that he survived all that because of a dragon. Basically, Tambourine should have killed Goku. I mean, I just don't understand why they're doing this.
Because they're making it kid appropriate, which makes it suck. If they made it less kid appropriate, if they made it for adults, it probably would stop sucking.
Why are they doing this to Dragon Ball? It's like they're trolling the fan base.
They are. They are, man. They are, dude. They're trolling them. They're probably sitting around laughing because everyone's eating it up. Oh, this is amazing. No matter how bad you make it. Oh, this is so awesome. Oh my God. You can give them a pile of crap and throw some seasoned salt on it and some vanilla ice cream. Oh, it's just great. It tastes amazing. This is what they do. They'll eat and sip up anything. They don't care. That's how bad they are.
It's like they're doing this on purpose.
They are, pretty much. They are.
Goku should have been killed 1,000,000 times in Dragon Ball, and we believed it was because of his strength, his own personal strength. And
they chalked it up to a wish from the dragon. Yeah, I know it sucks. I know the whole concept sucks. It makes you want to just snatch all the hair out of your head and Toriyama's head.
In the Dragon Ball Super universe, it's because of a wish.
Yeah, pretty much. It sucks. It's so anticlimactic, isn't it?
Thank goodness that this is his own thing, because
I hope so. I'm gonna look it up. Let's look it up. Let's see something. Let's look it up. Let's look it up real quick. Let's see something. No, I'll look it up on my computer, on my phone or something. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Just 1 second. I'm gonna look it up. Shouldn't take me long. Yeah, unfortunately, battle memes. It is canon. I know it says it in all this movie. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But it is canon. Even though the movie Dragon Ball Super Brawl and all that stuff is connected to the series and all that, Dragon Ball Super uh apparently it is canon to the original stuff, even though it doesn't make any sense, even though it's contradicting in every step of the way, and I don't like it. I really makes me want to vomit to admit it, but it's canon. Um, so that's the only correction I have, only criticism I have. It is canon, but I hate to admit it, but it is.
This is cancer. This is literally cancer to the Dragon Ball universe. This is cancer. This is probably the worst thing they have done so far. This is probably the
Nope. This is probably in the past, so Black Frieza. There's that.
worst thing Dragon Ball Super has done. They're seriously doing this on purpose, it feels like. How do you do something like this? Little Goku was like an inspiration. He was a beast. He started all of this. And now you're saying it's because of a wish from a dragon? A cerulean dragon that just appeared in Dragon Ball
Pretty much. It's the worst writing in history, man.
Super that nobody ever knew about. Is completely new because Dragon Ball Super, and now that's why Goku thrived through all of that.
Yep.
I am. This
Pretty
is why
much.
I don't read the manga no more. Someone sent me this information. This is exactly why I don't read it.
I don't read it either.
Are y'all? Why is nobody talking about how bad this is?
We
y'all
are.
accept this?
There are people talking about it. There are people that are talking about it, but we're just so spread out. And then you have the gatekeepers that keep us out. Then you have the algorithm pushing us down. So we don't really hear from each other. So that's why I'm doing a stream, letting you know that, hey, yeah, someone sees you. And I've recently started, so we're doing it. It's just slow. Just give us some time. We'll start. We'll start rising.
Trash. How are y'all accepting this writing?
It's the other word. It's the brown stuff that comes out of your intestines. But I can't use the derogatory term for it because I don't like to. I try to avoid cussing. It's that. I'll just say that because you'll know what I'm talking about.
How do you do this to little Goku? How? How do they
Because
do
they
this
suck.
to little Goku, bro?
Because they're trash. They're trash.
Oh my goodness, this is just so bad, and it's getting worse, bro. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Thank goodness, Super is its own thing.
It's not. I hate that.
It is not part of the original timeline. Thank goodness. This is just. I don't even got nothing more to say about it. I'll see y'all on the next video.
I don't. I know, man. I know, buddy.
Breathe in and wonder is.
Anyways, it's god awful, and I'm about done. Probably do one or two more, and then I'll be done. Looks funny. New backstory for Bardock. That was one a year ago. I want to do something a little recent. A little more recent than that. Strongest Majin Buu. I watched that one. It's probably Kid Buu, even though it's contradictory. It doesn't make any sense, but hey, let's go with it.
PlayStation.
Finally, the obvious has been said by one of the writers of the original Dragon Ball, Takeo Koyama, on which Buu is the strongest. And he has confirmed that Ultimate Buuhan is the strongest Buu. It is so obvious. How can anyone think Kid Buu?
So it wouldn't be. I wouldn't say Buuhan. Buu incredibly powerful. Not only is Buu incredibly powerful, but Ultimate Gohan is even stronger. And when the two combine, the massive spring of power is what you get. And Koyama believes this version of Buu reigns supreme. Within the fandom, after all, creator Koyama did say Kid Buu is the strongest version of the character, but when you think about Buu's absorption, well, it only makes sense for Ultimate Gohan to be the strongest. Not only is Buu, well, actually, also too, you gotta understand too. Even though the writer said Kid Buu, Toriyama said Kid Buu was stronger. He also thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2. Yes, he thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2. And it was a while. He went a while without using the form because he forgot. He forgot all about Super Saiyan 3. A lot of stuff he forgot about. That's why a lot of things were retcon and rewritten and all that kind of stuff because a lot of that stuff he forgot about. He completely forgot about. He forgot that Dragon Ball Super. That's why Dragon Ball Super superhero. That's why Super was in there twice because he forgot he was writing for Dragon Ball Super, guys. He forgot. Okay? So a lot of things I can't just, the creator, let's just go with everything the creator said. We can in most cases, but for a guy that can't remember his own transformations, the transformations that he created, it's kind of shaky. You see what I'm saying? But one of the writers that probably has a better memory and is a better writer than Toriyama, because Takao Toriyama, look at the movies that he wrote. He wrote a lot of the other movies. And he wrote a lot of those movies. Like the legendary Super Saiyan, Broly, he did a better job than Toriyama did. Takao Toriyama is a better writer. And he's one of the writers for the series. So, which one would you believe? Someone that can't remember Super Saiyan 3 as a transformation? And forgets certain things about his own series? Or which one would you want to relieve? Another writer that's been proven to be better than Toriyama and has a more consistent memory. Which one would you want to relieve?
Which is the base form of Buu, be the strongest or stronger than a Buu that absorbed fighters. It never made sense to me how any Dragon Ball fan.
And you could look at Toriyama's writing pattern. None of his writing makes any sense. It's inconsistent to the series. It's inconsistent. The character developments go backwards. All of that stuff. It's all jumbled up all over the place. I know some people say, "Oh, he's the writer, so we just have to go with it." Kid Buu's not. You could actually watch the series and tell that Kid Buu is not the strongest. He's not the strongest. They said that he was, but he's not. Just judging by the series now, the progression of the series, it makes no sense for Kid Buu to be the strongest. I'm just saying.
Could have thought Kid Buu was the strongest. The only thing about Kid Buu is that he had no cut cards. He had no talk. It was just straight to destruction with him. So he was the most insane. But when it came to power, Ultimate Buu is the strongest. I mean, he absorbed the strongest single fighter at that time, which was Ultimate Gohan. And then even before that,
I just call him Buu Gohan Absorb. That's what the games, even the games call him Buu Gohan Absorb, Buu Gotenks Absorb, stuff like that.
he absorbed Gotenks.
He absorbed Gotenks and Gohan. So he had the powers of Gotenks, and he had Gohan's power. But Gotenks' fusion had ran out, but he still was able to hold on to their powers because he had the minds of Goten and Trunks together. Because the minds of Goten and Trunks came up with those different techniques. So he had those techniques because he still had their mind. He still had their brain. He still was able to pull from their memories and stuff.
I mean, how can anybody possibly think Kid
So
Buu
he had Gotenks techniques, and he had the power of Gohan.
would be stronger than that? If Goku was able to hold Super Saiyan 3 without having the stamina issue, he would have been able to beat Kid Buu.
I don't know if I can agree with you there, though. Because Kid Buu was toying with Goku. If you go back and watch the fight, Kid Buu was toying with him. He didn't. There was no chance. Goku stood no chance. No one stood a chance. He thought he could beat him, but no. Look at his. Look. If you go back and watch that fight, we'll put it up. We'll put it up on these streams like I did. I'm doing Goku versus Frieza. I might finish that stream and we'll do Kid Buu. We'll do Goku versus Frieza, Goku versus Cell, Gohan versus Cell. We'll put up some fights that are decent. And but this one might be one I'll put up next because this Goku stood no chance whatsoever. There was no hope for Goku to pull this off. It just looked like it because he kept regenerating with no damage, regenerate with no damage, regenerate with no damage. Kid Buu sustained no damage fighting Goku. He didn't even have any stress or any kind of fatigue. No sign of fatigue, no sign of damage. There was no end. And Goku burned himself out. So there was no hope. And as for anyone that wants to say, oh, he could use the Dragon Fist or his other techniques, those were only movie canon moves. He didn't do all that in the original series. Now, Goku, Wrath of the Dragon, probably could have cleaned his clock. Wrath of the Dragon Goku could have beat him because Wrath of the Dragon Goku was stronger than Ultimate Gohan. And he was stronger than Gotenks. He was stronger than Ultimate Gohan and Gotenks. The Wrath of the Dragon Goku was. Super Saiyan 3 was more powerful than Fusion than Gotenks and Ultimate Gohan. He was he could have beat Super Buu because Gohan was taken out by the dragon. But Goku, pretty much you can say he beat him almost effortlessly. Because he decimated that dragon. Okay? So, but that's a different continuity. This Goku is much weaker. He stood no chance against Kid Buu. No damage. He was just playing around. Kid Buu was just having fun.
But his stamina stood in the way. Super Saiyan 3.
No one's stamina could have stood up to Kid Buu's stamina. He had unlimited stamina.
He didn't stand a chance against Ultimate Buuhan.
He didn't stand a chance against this one either, though. I have to tell you, he didn't stand a chance against him. There was no hope. Vegeta had to do this. Vegeta didn't want anyone else fighting him. He just said, let's do the Spirit Bomb. We can't beat him in a one-on-one fight. This came out of Vegeta's mouth. And it came out of Vegeta's mouth. We can't beat him in one-on-one fight, so we'll have to outsmart him. He gathered the Dragon Balls and wished the Earth back and used all the Earth's energy, the universal energy, to defeat him because they couldn't beat him because his stamina was unlimited. Even though he was weaker than Ultimate Buu Ultimate or Gohan Absorb, he was weaker, but and then he still had the mind of Piccolo. So he had all of Piccolo's techniques, all of Goku's techniques, and he had Gohan's power. But this Buu is just a maniac. He wasn't as strong. Because if he was as strong, think about it. If he was stronger than Buu Ultimate Gohan Absorb, you'd think that they would have kept the fusion earrings. If he was just as powerful, they would have kept the earrings. But they didn't keep those earrings. They would have tried to, if he was strong, if they couldn't beat him, they believed they could beat him on his own. Because they felt his power when he was transforming. When they took Fat Buu, when they pulled Fat Buu from the absorption pod and stuff, they felt his power. They just felt like they could take him. They felt like they didn't need to fuse because before Goku was still worried. Go back to the inside of when they were inside of Buu, right? Let's go back to when they were inside of Buu, and Goku was back to normal, and Goku and Vegeta were back to normal. Majin Buu was back to normal. They were fighting Super Buu inside of Buu's body. And he was like, you just had to destroy his earrings. And he was also saying, if we escape, he's going to kill us. He's still going to kill us. If we manage to escape, he can still kill us. So they were and Goku knew at this point, he was still aware that he can go Super Saiyan 3 and all that stuff. He was gladly willing to take Super Buu on when he was in this state, when he was Kid Buu. But I'm just showing you according to the series how Toriyama wrote the series. Because a lot of things Toriyama does, he forgets that he writes. That's why I'm saying I can't just go off everything that he says. Well, let's go with it. Let's just go with the win. No, I hold him accountable to his writing. He wrote the series to where Kid Buu was not as strong as Buu Ultimate Gohan Absorb. The way he wrote it, like I said, he forgets. He forgot about Super Saiyan 3. He completely forgot about this form. He thought Super Saiyan 2 was Super Saiyan 3. Okay? So, he wrote it to where, okay, you got Super Buu and Gotenks. They were even in power. Only thing stopped him from beating Super Buu was that fusion time ran out. And then you had Ultimate Gohan, who was above all of them. Buu absorbed Gotenks, and then he turned around and absorbed Gohan. So he had still had Go after the timer ran out. So he was mostly Piccolo, but he still had Gotenks techniques and all that stuff. He absorbed Piccolo, and then he absorbed Gohan. He absorbed Gohan's power on top of his own. So you got Super Buu plus Gohan, and so that's gonna surpass Kid Buu by far. Even though, because him and Vegeta fought Ultimate Gohan absorbed Buu. They stood no chance. They were going to die. They were going to die. Okay? Goku wasn't even trying. He didn't want the smoke. Vegeta was trying to take on Buu Ultimate Gohan Absorb. Goku didn't want the smoke. He didn't want no parts of fighting Super Buu. He didn't want no part. He didn't want to fight him in that state. He didn't want no parts of it. He's like, no, we can't win like this. There's no way we could win. And all of a sudden, when he Kid Buu, let's do this. Let's lure him here, and we're gonna beat him down. We're gonna whoop him. Let's whoop this fool. You know what I'm saying? They was eager to fight him. Let's fight him. And when they were inside of Buu, if we escape, he could still kill us. He didn't want no parts of Super Buu. Goku didn't want no parts of Super Buu. The only reason he was ready to fight, only reason he fought, that and it didn't happen when the Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Buu Gotenks Absorb. He didn't want to fight him at all. He came ready to fuse with Gohan. He didn't want to fight. He knew he had no chance. It was stated he had no chance whatsoever. But all of a sudden, when it was Kid Buu, everyone believed in him, even Elder Kai. But first, Elder Kai was like, "You just gonna go in there without a plan? You know what I'm saying? You don't wait." And the only thing on Goku's mind was fusion. The only thing on their mind, the only plan they had at that time was fusion. But when he turned to Kid Buu, all of a sudden, okay, let's beat him. We could take him. Let's lure him to the planet, and we just gonna fight. We're gonna duke it out like Saiyans. Now all of a sudden they ready to fight like Saiyans. But when he was Super Buu, he wasn't merged with nobody. You see what I'm saying? And so he's not a merged being anymore. When he was Super Buu, he wasn't fused either. He was fused with himself. You see what I'm saying? So he wasn't merged then when he was Super Buu. Because whatever Kai's went there was a part of him, they became a part of Buu. According to the guides and all that stuff, they became a part of Buu. So he was unfused. You know what I'm saying? He was already, he was merged with himself. Evil Buu absorbed good Buu. That's exactly what happened. That's how that happened. So he wasn't fused in. Goku didn't want the smoke. He didn't want the smoke, guys. He didn't want no parts of Super Buu, of any form of Super Buu. Buu Gotenks absorbed. He didn't want no parts of him. He didn't want to fight him. Cause when Goku he threw the ring to Gohan, and Gohan dropped the ring and stuff, he's like, just wait, just give us a second, please, just wait. He didn't want to fight him. He didn't want to fight Super Buu. They fought him inside of him because they didn't have a choice, either that or die. So even if we escape, he's gonna kill us. Goku didn't want the smoke. Okay, Vegeta was all ready. I'm gonna fight him because I got pride. But Goku's like, no, that's foolish, that's stupid. We need to fuse. We gotta do that. That ain't gonna work. You're not gonna beat him like that. You're not gonna beat him as a Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2. That mess ain't gonna work. Not against Buu. Goku even knew Vegeta didn't stand a chance against Kid Buu. He figured the only thing that could take him down was Super Saiyan 3. He figured he had a shot. He underestimated Kid Buu's stamina. That's the problem. He underestimated Kid Buu's stamina. Because he has unlimited stamina. He wasn't durable because he could, Goku's Kamehamehas and blasts and stuff was able to incinerate Buu and stuff. He was able to blow him to bits with regular blasts and stuff. So he wasn't durable. He just had hacks. He was a magical character with hacks. So he could keep regenerating and all that. His healing and regeneration was broken. But he wasn't that durable. If he didn't have the hacks he had, I'll put it like this. If he didn't have the hacks he had, if he didn't have the regeneration ability he had, he would have been Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta could have beat him. If he didn't have the regeneration hacks and all of that. He was just able to regenerate at the drop of a dime. Because Super Saiyan 2 Goku blasted him into smithereens. He came back from smoke from smoke. So without the Goku underestimated his own body. He underestimated one, his own body, and two, Kid Buu's stamina. Because he was surprised that he keeps coming back with no damage. Because whenever they fought Buu before, it would take a while for him to heal and recover and recuperate and regenerate. Even when Vegito fought Super Buu, Gohan absorbed, it would take a while, and sometimes his regeneration was slowing down, and sometimes he wouldn't even fully regenerate all the way. So with this Buu, his regeneration and stamina are like second to none. So he underestimated him because he kept getting blown up, coming back, blown up, coming back. So he wasn't durable, not at all. It was his stamina, unlimited stamina. That's what he underestimated Kid Buu's stamina, and he underestimated his own stamina, because when he was a lights out, this body chugs. When I'm alive, this body burns twice as much energy. When I was dead, I was able to recharge and power up, and I would run low on energy. I could just recharge like it was nothing. So his body, he underestimated his own body too. This is a living body, so Super Saiyan 3 is not. So he figured he had the same body, and he had the same. He was able to recharge his energy and all that stuff. And Goku saw it as playtime. He said, I let the fight drag out so I can give you a shot. He didn't think that Super Saiyan 3 would have that much of a toll on his body. I just wanted to give you a shot. We could take turns and fight him. They saw it as a game. They rock, paper, and scissored him. They rock, paper, scissored him. They thought it was a game. And they wouldn't have did that with Buuhan. They weren't rock, paper, scissoring him. They weren't rock, paper, and scissoring Super Buu. We're going to take turns to see who's going to fight him when we get out of here. No, Goku was like, he's going to kill us if we escape right now. He will kill us. So we have to have a plan. He didn't want no smoke. He didn't want the smoke. Okay? He didn't want the smoke. He didn't want no parts of Gotenks. He wasn't rock, paper, and scissoring Gohan to see, hey. But when he turned back, when the time ran out with Gotenks, he was like, okay, my son can beat you now. This is what happened in the manga now. My son can beat you. See, I know what I'm talking about. That's why I can criticize. My son can beat you. That's what he was saying. My son can beat you, and so there's no need to even fuse anymore. We could take him out like this. Because with Gohan being there at full power, Gohan was stronger than that version of Buu. Once the timer ran out, he could have beat him while he was mostly Piccolo. Gohan could have took him out. So there was no need. There was no fear. When Gohan got absorbed, there was fear. He was like, fusion, fusion, fusion. I need to fuse with somebody. It was 911. Without Gohan, it was 911. And that's why he was trying to wake Gohan up and all of that. It was 911. And that's why Gohan, they killed Gohan off. Because I think Gohan had a better chance at beating Kid Buu than Goku did. I don't know if he could have beat him because of the unlimited stamina. But I do believe he would have had a better chance because his ultimate form doesn't drain like Goku's does. Goku's power is on par with Ultimate Gohan, but it doesn't drain. His power drains so fast that it doesn't matter. He started losing power pretty quickly. So Ultimate Gohan would stand a better chance, and he'd have to. Now I do think if they all combined powers, that they could take Kid Buu. They could have incinerated him. I'm not. It's just my guess. I'm not saying it's true or false. I'm not I'm not saying that. They would have had a better chance if Gohan was there. That's just my opinion, because Gohan was a lot stronger than Goku. He was stronger than Goku and Vegeta, because Gotenks. He put his faith in Gotenks when he was alive. Goku knew he could do Super Saiyan 3, but he was like, maybe they'll be powerful if they do it. He was confident that Gotenks would be at least equal to or greater than Goku's Super Saiyan, his own Super Saiyan 3 power. So he figured at least Gotenks would be on par if they were to fuse. Otherwise, if he didn't trust anyone, he would have just did it himself. or he was tried to do it himself. If it was that desperate, if it was Super Buu that came out of there instead of the fat Majin Buu, it would have been Goku probably would have tried to chance it and tried to save the world himself. He wouldn't have entrusted. He wouldn't have wanted Goten and Trunks to fight him if he knew how powerful he was from jump. But the last Goku saw he was Fat Buu. So I mean, and then by the time Super Buu came, Goku was already dead and gone. So he had no choice but to trust Gotenks. And then he saw the Super Saiyan 3, so he's more confident. But he was even. Gotenks was equal with Super Buu, and that shows that Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 is stronger than Goku's at this time. Because, like I said, again, according to the writing, according to how the narrative in the anime went, Goku stated, if we escape Super Buu's body, he's still going to kill us. This is including Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta max power, Super Saiyan 3 Goku max power. He could still kill us if we escape. But Gotenks, I mean, it was just playtime, you know. So, and the same guy that wanted no smoke with Super Buu, was doing rock paper scissors to take turns and see who was gonna fight Kid Buu. Okay, and even if it's a really strong, and go back and look at Dragon Ball history, when it's a really strong opponent, he takes them serious. Just like with Cell, he took Cell serious. The only person who could beat him was when he saw Gohan's power. Oh yeah, Gohan stands a chance. When he saw Frieza, he felt all these power levels when he was in the healing chamber. He didn't want anyone else near Frieza. He wanted to fight Frieza by himself. When he arrived on the battlefield with the Saiyans, he didn't want them near Nappa and Vegeta. He wanted to take them on alone. He's like, these guys, Vegeta's way out of y'all league. Y'all should go home. I want y'all safe. He takes strong opponents. He has a history of taking strong opponents serious. And with Kid Buu, and even with Vegeta, he kind of enjoyed himself. Sometimes he overestimates himself, but he knows around about how strong that a person is. But like I said, if they're way too powerful, he don't want no parts of them. He didn't want no parts of when he first healed. I got more evidence. When he first healed from the android, during the android threat, when he first healed, if he knew he was stronger than the androids, he would have went and took them on himself. He didn't want no smoke until he went to that time chamber. That's why he went and got Vegeta. Said, "Hey, let's train. I know a place we can get 24 hours of training in a day." He didn't want no smoke, none. He didn't want to fight them androids. He didn't want to fight Cell. He didn't want to go anywhere near Cell. He dreamed about all of it. He knew about Cell. He knew about the androids. So if we're gonna stand a chance against any of this stuff, we need to train. He didn't even fight them. He didn't even go nowhere near them. The same Goku that had Saiyan blood coursing through his veins, that was aware of him being a Saiyan, it was Super Saiyan at that. He didn't want no parts of it. He didn't want no parts of him until he went to train. Okay, so his character had been consistent. When he was on Bobby's spaceship, they knew these characters were weaklings, and then when he felt Majin Buu's power for the first time, he's like, "Oh no." And Vegeta was like, "Yeah, you're focusing on the wrong thing. We're going to be fighting, and Majin Buu's a weakling." Goku was like, "No, man. I don't think we can underestimate this dude. We can't take this. This is serious here, man. This is serious. We can't take this man. No, we can't take this guy's power for granted. This dude is... No. You felt that. This man is a beast. We don't know we don't even know how strong he is. He a beast." And this was before Super Saiyan 3 Goku was super. It probably was before Super Saiyan 3 was even thought of, because he stated too that Goku and Vegeta, him and Vegeta were even when they fought. So he said, "No, I don't have a chance against him." And then they came out with Super Saiyan 3. It hadn't been written yet, so I can break down the logic of it. He said, "No, we're even. I don't have a chance." and he didn't want to chance Super Saiyan 3. He really wasn't trying to fight because he knew Super Saiyan 3 would have drained his time on Earth and his stamina. He was already warned about it because that's why when he was powering up, King Kai was saying, "Stop it, Goku! Stop it! No, stop it!" Because yeah, you're gonna burn up all the time you have left, and you still gotta teach the boys the fusion. You still gotta do all this other. You still have to prepare them to fight Majin Buu. You gotta stop it. You gotta stop this. So see, I know my stuff now. I know Dragon Ball. That's why I skipped past the whole Piccolo arc when Geekdom was doing his stuff. I know Dragon Ball. I know this stuff inside and out. I know the best of the Buu Saga, the Cell arc. I know all that stuff. And I know Toriyama's writing better than Toriyama does. If you watch the series, how it writes itself, a lot of things Toriyama forgot. He forgot his own origins. You know what I'm saying? He forgets his own backstories. He writes over stuff and doesn't make sense. He wrote Beerus giving Frieza the authority to destroy the planet of Vegeta. When in the beginning there was no indication of Beerus even existing. You see what I'm saying? So he writes over stuff. He writes around it. Writes in circles. He writes at the seat of his pants. He forgets his own work half the time. Forgets his own transformations. A lot of stuff he forgets. So I go by how the series flows. I can't really just trust his not 100%. Some things I can. It's just like if he says Dragon Ball Super is non-canon, or if he says it is canon, I'll have to go by that. But if he says Super Saiyan 3 is Super Saiyan God, I can't take that serious. Or if he says Kid Buu is stronger, I can't really, because that's not how the series was written. He didn't write it that way. His words actually contradict his writing. So I can't really go off of that. See what I'm saying? That's why I explain it. The same Goku that was eager to fight Kid Buu, hours before that he was afraid of Super Buu. He didn't want no smoke. I'm just saying. So you have Super Buu, Majin Buu Gotenks absorb, and then you have Majin Buu Gohan absorbed. He's weaker than Super Buu Gotenks absorbed, because you can look at that fight, and you can look at those fights. He fought longer. He lasted longer against Kid Buu than he lasted against any of the other iterations of Buu. Other absorptions of that Majin Buu had. He had a better chance beating Fat Buu than he did any other form of Buu. So I put it like that. So he has better regeneration properties and stuff. And then Goku stated when he was fighting him, when he was fighting Super Saiyan, when he was fighting Kid Buu, he said, "You're twice as strong as you were before. Your speed, your power." He was getting stronger as he was fighting too. So there's also that. He could just raise his power. He can reach into an empty well of just power. And Super Buu, he could scream and crack. He could scream and shake dimensions and crack open dimensions. He broke himself out of the hyperbolic time chamber. He was screaming. Vegito had to stop him after he absorbed Gohan. Vegito had to stop him because he was going to shake apart the universe. And Kid Buu didn't show any of these feats. So he was tearing apart, because he could tear through dimensions with his screams and stuff. The Super Buu can. Fat Buu didn't do it. Super Buu was the only one I saw do that. Tearing apart dimensions with his mouth. He can yell and open a portal to another dimension. I didn't see Kid Buu doing any of that. So I'm just saying.
That's why he was willing to merge with Gohan or Vegeta permanently to form the fused fighter, because he knew he didn't stand a chance.
Exactamundo.
against Boo-Tanks or Buhan. Boo-Tanks was a beast. That's my favorite Majin Buu form. Like, Boo-Tanks was a beast. He was able to beat the crap out of Ultimate Gohan. Boo-Tanks is far above Kid Buu. How
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, you can't trust Toriyama's words when it comes to how the series is written. You'd have to ask the other people that helped him write it because Takao Koyama is a better writer. He's a more consistent writer. A lot of these other writers, you have to ask some of his other writers because he forgets. Sometimes, one time he forgot something about Super Saiyan and stuff. He forgot the Super Saiyan, what color the Super Saiyan hair was. It was something I had to look up. He forgets simple stuff, so I can't just go with what he says because he'll forget. He'll forget certain characters, things because he'll backpedal on some of the character development, and it's just it's all over the place. That's why he had editors to help him stay online because he'd fall off the rails pretty quickly.
anybody could think with logic that Kid Buu would be the strongest? It's just so, it shows how and why I call this fan base a fandom. Fandom. Fandumb. Fandom. Because I mean that's grade school knowledge. Like, you absorb stronger fighters to get stronger, not weaker. I mean, I just never understood that. But we have confirmed proof from the writers of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z of who was the strongest Buu, which is Ultimate.
Yeah, he absorbed him to get stronger. And the fun, you can't go off the Funimation dub. A lot of I don't go off the Funimation dub when they were saying they made Buu weaker and all that stuff because the way they found out the Funimation dub did not line up with the manga. So we have to go with I'd have to go back and watch the Kai iteration because that's the closest one. Because the Funimation dub had a lot of things wrong.
Buu, and he literally said it in the manga. This is the strong.
And even in the Funimation dub, they were saying how he was the strongest, but the Funimation dub was proven to be wrong. It was proven to be wrong.
Strongest I have ever been. He said it when he was Boo-Tanks. This is the strongest I've ever been. Then he became Buhan. Then he said again, this is the strongest I've ever been. And he's been Kid Buu, right? That's his base form. So can y'all, this is the reason why this fan base isn't taken seriously by any other fan base. Y'all don't even know what's going on in your own show. Anyways, yeah. So like I said, it's official. Ultimate Buhan is the strongest Buu. That's it. No more discussion, no more debate. That's it.
And I'm pretty sure people are going to disagree, but that's just, you have to go off the series sometimes. You can't always trust Toriyama. You know what I'm saying? Most powerful manga of all time. Past, present, and future. Yeah, he said, no, I'm even more, in the anime he said, I'm even more powerful than I was before. So he got weaker. Only thing that changed between the fusion arc, the fusion era, and the Kid Buu, the stakes were higher. That's what made it more interesting because the stakes were higher. Now you have Goku, who's a lot weaker than Ultimate Gohan, facing a weaker version of Majin Buu, but the stakes are higher. Gohan's been taken out of the fight. Gotenks, they can't use fusion no more. They can't use Gohan's power because he's been killed by the explosion of the planet. So the stakes were higher. All you have now is Goku and Vegeta and Kid Buu. It was just higher stakes with a more maniac version of Majin Buu. So that's what you got.
See you in the comments section. And you know what's funny? People are still going to deny it. Why?
And Battle Memes by Maury. I'm sure you've seen his channel. Go check him out on YouTube. he makes a lot of sense. There are a few corrections I had to make, but other than that, he knows what he's talking about.
Watch. They're gonna say Kid Buu was the strongest because he was the final fight in Z. Watch. I guarantee it. So you wanna
Just had higher stakes. Just like Vegeta was at his weakest point. Vegeta was at his weakest point. The stakes were higher when Vegeta was weaker in the Saiyan saga. I'm talking about the Saiyan arc. It took Gohan falling on Vegeta to save the day, because Vegeta, the stakes were a lot higher when Goku fought Vegeta. He beat him and he had to transform. But when Vegeta went back to his base form after Jajibuti cut off his tail, he was weak and severely injured. But the stakes were higher then. So it doesn't have to always be the strongest. I'm sure you've played video games too, where the character got weaker, but the stakes were higher. So it's not always, you know. And you can even look at God of War, for instance. The second to last, when Kratos was beating Zeus to death, Zeus was at his weakest state because he had already been, Kratos used the power of hope. Zeus was beaten down. He was weakened. That was the last time he fought Zeus. But he was weak. He was the weakest. He was at his weakest point. The first part of the fight, he was at full power. So the last fight doesn't mean that he's going to be just the weakest all the time. Doesn't always mean that. I played other games too where the final boss had gotten weaker and you had to finish him off, but you don't have the powers that you had, so it's not as, the stakes are higher because they're weaker, but so are you. So, yeah. But shout out to him. I'll tag him in the video, and I'll go support his channel because we need more people roasting and critiquing Dragon Ball and calling it out on his BS. So, yeah. And I'm going to, if I find more people calling him out, I'm going to showcase their stuff as well. But, y'all have a good day. I'll probably, what time is it? Probably be on around 7 or something. I'll probably put up a news string later. See y'all then. Give me an hour or so. And I'll be back.